What's up everyone, Neeli here, back for a collection video today. I'm going to go back to my CDs, so I got 10 CDs out of, my alphabetized collection. And I also have, I'm going to finish off my vinyl here. I think I have like 5 records or something. I would have done those in my last vinyl video, but I just totally forgot how close I was to finishing. So this is basically the last couple records that I have when I've been going through my vinyl and doing videos, and I've been going 10 at a time. I didn't realize after the last 10 I had like 5 or something like that. So anyways, I think you get the fucking point. I guess I'll just start with the records here. They're really in no order as usual with my records, but we'll start with the second to last Enslaved album. We have In Times. This was a pretty good album, to be honest. It was a little bit more, like, sonically, it was a little bit different than the path they have been going on and even returned to with their last one. I feel like this one was a little bit more, maybe, dare I say, a little more metal. More, like fast drumming and blast beats and everything. And I could be missing the mark by a little bit here. I mean, I didn't listen to this album a ton. But that's kind of what I recollect from when I did listen to it. It's a double LP. Let's pull it out. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's blue. It's nice looking. Doesn't really match the red cover, but whatever. I guess I didn't pull that out or open up the gatefold for you. As usual with modern Enslaved releases, the cover art and the layouts and everything I think are kind of, I don't know, could be a little to be desired. By the way, we're listening to, this is a cassette that I have never listened to before, and honestly, I could not find an English translation for this online earlier when I was looking, so I'll just show it. It's that. If there are any Russians out there, maybe you can help. But, as you can hear, it's folky, Russian or Ukrainian black metal. Not something that I'm super into these days. I used to like it a lot, but still from time to time I like some. And some of those bands I do like to this day. So yeah, that should do a lot for you there. Moving on here. All right, we have the debut Watain record. This is a re-release from Seasons of Mist. So we got Rabid Death's Curse. I like Watain. I like almost everything they've done. I'm not really one of the... A lot of people will say this is their, this is their best release. It's good. It's definitely their most raw. It's a double LP as well. Just black vinyl. Center rings look like that. On the other side. Next we have the second Triptykon album with Melina Cosmata. I do like this album. I was never real big on it. I think I don't think it really lived up to the debut. Gatefold as well, double LP. Pretty decent, but yeah, I just didn't live up to the debut. It's got a really nice. They did a good job. Really nice thick booklet here. I won't go through it because it's just really clumsy to do, but it's got. It's full of lyrics and interviews and stuff. I think we'd call it that. Or maybe explanations of the lyrics. Cool stuff. Yeah. It's the front. One of the LPs, I should say. That's the other one. It's just black vinyl. Came with 2 posters that are pretty cool, I guess you could say. You can't really... They're on my wall right here. See, you can't really see them, so sorry about that. Can't show it too much. Next, we have a record that, honestly, I pretty much just bought this on a whim. I don't think I've ever listened to it. We have one of the last few Burzum ambient releases. This is a Back on Black pressing. Double gatefold as well. Black vinyl. like I said, just pretty much bought this on a whim. I don't think I've ever listened to it, so don't really have much to say about that. I guess I do like the Burzum black metal stuff with the ambient stuff. I don't know, not as much into. Let's see, what is this? All right, one more record. We have Impiety, or Impiety, I don't know how to pronounce that. The Impious Crusade. Also, Headbangers put this out, I don't know, a couple of years back. This is an EP, if I remember correctly. I really do like this band a lot. They're always entertaining to listen to. Just, you know, kind of black death thrash maniacs. I've liked them from the first time I ever heard them. Kind of a cool, whatever you want to call it, vinyl. From Singapore. You probably know that. I didn't feel that much of a need to talk about them because they're so well known. Poster, just them playing live. Nothing real special. Still cool, I guess. All right. Then with that, we'll move on to the CDs. So we got 10 CDs today, and we'll pick up where we left off last time with Dead Can Dance. We have Spirit Chaser. This is not really anyone's favorite. Usually, is something you'll hear. It's certainly not a favorite of mine. I still think it's good, but I mean, it doesn't. For me, it kind of lacks the magic of, you know, some of their other albums. Yeah, it's pretty much where I stand with that one. Louis, stop it. Louis here, fucking off. All right, sorry, I'm not really focused right now. I just wanted to record a video just for the sake of recording a video, I guess. Next, we have a double disc, and the case is just so dirty. I like it. Looks like I spilled something on it years ago and never bothered to clean it off. Anyway, this is a double disc compilation. Wake, sorry. Put out by 4AD, which is, you know, their longtime record label. As far as I can tell, there isn't much on here, if anything, that isn't on, you know, all their, you know, their studio albums. But it is a good compilation. It's 2 discs. They did a really good job with the booklet, by the way. There's lots of liner notes and stuff. It's a very thick booklet. Liner notes, lyrics. It's cool for that, to be honest. Or if you're just getting into Dead Can Dance, you know, this would be a great place to start, as they are kind of a hard band to tackle. Yeah, you know, it's kind of one of those, you know, one of those bands if you're trying to get into, you don't really know where to start, so that'd be a good place. Next we have not their most recent album, I guess. Apparently they just put one out, I don't know, real recently. I didn't even know anything about it, but this is the one that came out before that, back in 2012. This is Anastasis. This was basically, as far as I can remember, a comeback album of sorts. Really quite good. I mean, it starts off with a big bang. The song "Children of the Sun." It's a Brendan Perry, you know, vocal song, and it's really fucking good. It sounds different for them. You'd have to hear it for yourself. It's a great song, and it's almost like it does have the Dead Can Dance elements, but it's just slightly different, but it works really fucking well. If you've heard the song, you probably know what I mean. If not, you are clueless, I'm sure, because I'm terrible at describing shit. Next we have, I think this is the first studio album I ever owned from them. We have Into the Labyrinth. This came out in, I want to say 90s. Sorry, I thought it was right on here. 93. It's a good album. It's not my favorite of theirs. It is definitely a fan favorite, and this is a big one for a lot of fans. And it does have some great tracks on here. How Fortunate the Man with None, The Carnival is Over. Yeah, there's some great stuff on here for sure. Louis, stop it. Now we do have one of my favorite releases from them. Not quite. This is probably in my top 3, maybe even number 2. We have Aeon. This came out in 90. 1990. This one's got some great tracks on here too. Fortune presents gifts not according to the book. Let's see. Garden of Sapphirus is a cool one. Saltarello. The Rival and the Reunion. Yeah, there's some great stuff on here, definitely. And next we're gonna go to my favorite Dead Can Dance album by far. This is my number one. Serpent's Egg. Phenomenal fucking album here. Came out in '88. So predates those last few that I just showed. Yeah, the pacing on this album is just perfect. The blend of elements that we have here, ambient stuff to the folk stuff to the real, the passionate vocals. I mean, everything is on here that you would want. Severance, amazing fucking song. In the Kingdom of the Blind, the One-Eyed are Kings, Song of Sophia. This is an incredible album. Probably one of my favorite albums, just in general, ever made. Next we got this is like a freebie that I got from some record label, maybe Relapse or something, I can't remember, years back. We got Deathlock, Reality of False Parts, busted the shit. Deathlock are a Japanese thrash band. It's not bad. There's definitely some Bay Area thrash influences on here. The songs are a little long-winded, I thought. Everything is real well played. The musicianship is very skilled and everything. It's just, I'm pretty picky with thrash, I guess, and this one just didn't quite do it for me. They have since released an album on Horror, Pain, Gore, Death Productions that I actually heard was pretty good, and I've been curious about that, but I haven't heard it. So we got a couple more left. We're going to start off with the tail end of Death's career with The Sound of Perseverance. I've always liked this album, to be honest. I can see why someone wouldn't like it. I absolutely can see that. But I got into it early enough, I guess you could say, to where I liked it a lot then. I still like it now. I just really rarely, if ever, listen to it. I mean, I might pull this out at most every couple years. So yeah, this came out in 2001 on Nuclear Blast. It's got a cover of Painkiller on here, Judas Priest. That was kind of cool. As you know, that's by far their most progressive album. I mean, it's not even really a death metal album anymore. The band had just completely evolved into something different. Now we have the second to last Death album. This is a good album, actually, for the later era Death. I mean, it's good stuff. Symbolic, there's some progressive, musicianship on here and everything, but it's still death metal with a lot of thrash in there, and it still definitely sounds like a Death album. And we're gonna leave off with, to be honest, an album that out of all their stuff, this is probably the one I've listened to the least. And it's not even to say that I like it the least. I don't know why. But we got Individual Thought Patterns. This is one of the Relapse re-releases from recent years. So this one has a bonus disc, Live in Germany, 1993. Never listened to it. I probably should. This is a good album. The lineup is awesome. It's got Andy LaRocque, at least that's how I always said it. Andy LaRocque from King Diamond. Steve DiGiorgio on bass. I'm fucking worthless today. Bass. Gene Hoglan on drums. And of course Chuck Schuldiner. I don't know what the reason is, but I just haven't ever listened to this much. I think I've maybe only heard it twice. So I'll probably throw that on at some point and kind of delve into it a little deeper. Anyways, I probably shouldn't have recorded this video today because I'm really not in the zone right now. But like I said, I wanted to do one. So I've been kind of falling behind a little bit. So I hope you enjoyed it for what it was, and thanks for commenting, all that stuff, subscribing. Cheers, and thanks for stopping by. We'll talk soon.